This is the Wheatstone Broadcasting Corporation.
I'm Scott Fybush from Fybush.com here at the Wheatstone booth at NAB, and we are talking with Steve Lampen from Belden. Hi, Steve.
Hi.
Congratulations. First of all, I understand you have just marked an anniversary with Belden.
25 interminable years with this company, I'll tell you. And clearly they don't understand that I don't do anything for a living, because otherwise they would have fired me a long time ago.
As anybody who's ever been at an SBE meeting knows, Steve gives a good presentation, making cables interesting.
Well, thank you. The world's most boring subject. That's right. Exactly.
Exactly, but you found a way to make it interesting. Okay. So what are people seeing here at NAB? What should people know that is new in the world of cable and wiring this year?
Well, there are two or three things. First of all, I mean, no news to anybody that the data rates are going up in data cables, as they are in video cables, as they are in all sorts of cables. People always want more, no matter how much there is, they want more. And we now have 10 gig cables. We'll do 10 gigabits in the data world, which would be interesting to people who are running things on Ethernet, which of course Wheatstone is. Mm-hmm. And we have a new one called 10GXS, which is much smaller in diameter and lighter weight, but 25% smaller than standard 10 gig cable, but we'll still go the full 100 meters. And the secret is inside is an absorptive layer, not a shield, but a layer that has no connections whatsoever outside of the cable. And this absorbs energy leaving the cable, including heat. So this cable will go up to 100 watts, 105 watts in PoE. So this is interesting. If you're going to power something through the data cable, this is the cable for you.
And there's a lot more of that going on now with all of the different Internet of Things devices out there.
No kidding.
How do you advise people if somebody comes to you and says, okay, I've got a facility build underway, how do I future-proof this as much as possible when I put my wiring in?
Oh, that's a tough one. Because in fact, as I always tell people, the dictator who says, somebody tells him you have to go this direction, he says, no, my people are going the other direction, I have to follow them because I'm their leader. This is us. We're actually following the customers. And people have come up to us and begged us not to eliminate coax, from the mix of coax, twisted pairs, and fiber. So guess what? Whatever you want. That's what I'm going to say. Which way would you like to go? You can go any of these ways, whether it's analog, digital, audio, video, we don't care.
Are there still analog plants going in out there?
Analog is still hot. I'll tell you, we sell more analog audio cable than we do digital audio cable by a long shot.
Really?
All the microphones are still analog.
Well, not all of them these days.
Oh, very few of them are digital, and that's a hard thing to make a really good digital microphone. So I'm sure all the microphone manufacturers will now come and yell at me, but...
as we stand here with our analog mics.
With our analog miphones, exactly.
This is Belden cable here.
No kidding. There we go.
What else are you showing off the show this year?
Well, we're showing 12 gig 4K video. I don't know if that would apply to anything here, but it certainly does on the TV side.
What radio stations aren't doing some form of video anymore these days?
Well, that's true, exactly. It's certainly streaming, and they want higher and higher quality. So now we go up to 4K video on a single coax, which they said couldn't be done. They said you need at least 4. No, you don't. You can do it on one coax, and we're showing it. It's a secret demo in our booth.
Oh, not so
you have to be
anymore.
Invited to come see it. But other than that, you could get invited pretty easily. And we have 3 different chip manufacturers shooting down the same kind of cable each time to show you that we're agnostic in terms of chips. And but the cable, we have one cable that's doing 4K. If this works and people buy it, we'll start making different sizes.
Fascinating. Anything else people should know about if they're not here at the show that they would find out if they come to see you?
Well, there's one other thing I think that would be very applicable, which is we have a new line of RJ45 connectors, which goes on data cables, 5E66A data cables, and is very easy to put on. It's almost impossible to put it on wrong. And the cool thing is...
I could probably do it.
Well, that's the thing. No, a sales guy can put this on, and if they can, anybody can. You could. And the amazing thing is, once you have this little module attached to the cable, which is pretty easy, you can put on a jack or a plug, or change your mind at any time and go from one to the other. And this will go all the way up to 6A 10 gig performance. So pretty cool stuff. Shielded or unshielded as well.
Excellent. So 25 years in with Belden.
Yeah.
What's coming down the pike?
Death. That's next on my list. No. Actually, I'll tell you. I'm probably going to do a little less traveling. Clearly, I have lots of things that I want to do, at home, which I've never gotten to in my entire life. My wife is warning me that she runs the household, so I better not stop anytime soon. But you might see me at NAB and the big trade shows, but maybe not quite as often as you will at the local SBE section.
So if you haven't gotten the Cable Roadshow yet from Steve, look for it while it's still out there.
Yeah, while I'm still alive. Exactly. Good idea.
Steve Lampen from Belden, thank you so much.
My great pleasure. Thank you for asking me.